RoadGlideSully here with another YABO. This is a trade YABO that I did with Bearded Tamper! Exclamation point. He and I were going back and forth. He's fairly new, I think, to the YTPC. Not that long. He's actually done quite well in terms of getting some subscribers and putting out some pretty decent content. So I started watching him early on since his introduction video, and in one of his videos he highlighted a tamper that he had made on his lathe, a wood tamper, and he highlighted, I think, a little bit of how he made them. And he was showing one of the tampers that he wasn't quite sure whether or not he liked it or not, and he and I went back and forth on that tamper, and I let him know that I more than liked the tamper and made a suggestion on one of the changes that he was asking for input on. And we decided to do a trade. And I sent him some stuff, and so hopefully you'll see that video because this is also a video response for Elwood Maker's 500 sub giveaway that he's doing. So you do a trade, you record your side, they record their side, and you both post it and get entered. So we did this trade, and he sent me, I was expecting to get the one tamper. So I was going to send him some tobacco, and he was going to send me the tamper with a couple of the changes that we discussed. So this is what he sent me. So you can see that there's at least one tamper in here, but there's not just one tamper in here. If you look closely, you will see there are not one, not two, not three, trying to do this with one hand, but a total of 4 tampers. And I have not seen these yet. I have not looked at them, but I can already tell you, Travis, you have absolutely outdone yourself in terms of sending more than I expected you to. So he sent me a bro note, and on that bro note I have a listing of what things are. So each one of these is numbered. So he's numbered each one of them, and I will put them in order here, and we'll go through them one at a time. So that's number 3, which makes that one number 2. Okay, so let's open 1. So the first of the tampers is, and I'm looking at the note that he sent me here, it is Osage Orange, which is a hedge apple tree. Now, I grew up in Kansas, so I am very familiar with hedge apple trees. We used to break them open and play with the sticky little white milk stuff that comes out of the hedge apples once they fall from the tree. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this. I've never actually heard of anybody making anything out of a hedge apple tree, so I'm real interested to see what this looks like. Oh, wow. That is nice. So if you're familiar, this has got like a yellow, in fact, my first impression right as I opened this up, and I don't know if the color will do justice on the camera here, but my first impression was this is not too far off from the color of the hedge apples. They got a green, and then they kind of turn yellow and eventually brown. So this is somewhere in that mix. This is awesome. And I love the feel of that in my hand, and it's got the nice little tapered edge there for digging in the bowl. That's awesome, Travis. Now, let's open number 2. Number 2 is Rosewood. So he had a little story on this one. He said this one, it was almost scrap. Apparently it broke off in the lathe, and he had some problems with it, and so it's unfinished. But I'm telling you, that is nice. these are awesome. These are way more than I thought they were going to be. It's one thing to see them on his video, but to see them and hold them in person, this is nice. I can't believe this was about scrap. This is rosewood. So it's what he means by unfinished, I assume, is that it's just, it doesn't have a finish on the outside of it, but I like it just the way it is. And my guess is if I use it, this will kind of blacken up a little bit, and I don't know, these things are so nice, I just don't know if I'm going to use them. I probably will. I probably will. But, you know, you see stuff like that, that's that nice. It's almost, you hate to throw it in the bottom of a bowl. So this is number 3, and this is homegrown walnut. And by homegrown, it's actually, he means in Missouri. So it's not too far from where I grew up. Bearded Tamper is not, he's in fact I can tell this because he put his name on the map. Oh, wow. That is really nice. So that's a lot darker. And I love how all of them have this top on them. This one's nice. I mean, they're all nice so far, but look at that. You see that? That is good. Now this, number 4. Number 4 was the one that he and I went back and forth on in his original post. And he kind of joked that it looked a little bit like a dart. And I totally agreed with that. And what I was telling him is that darts, actually, for me, they have a little bit of a sentimental value because my wife's dad used to be a champion dart thrower. Used to go to the World Championship, I think, in Chicago every year. And that is absolutely perfect. That's exactly what he and I talked about. So in his video, let me see if I can. So in his video, this one was longer like this. And he was kind of playing around with the idea. It had an end on it somewhat like this. And he was kind of playing around with the idea of cutting it off because he thought it looked just a little bit different. But I actually liked the look and thought, well, if you, because there was another line right here and then the end of it. And I said, man, if you cut that off right there, it totally looks like a dart. Like if you're throwing darts, this is what a dart actually looks like. Now it doesn't have the end on it, right? And you'd have the little pieces on the end, but this is really, really nice. I'll tell you what, so I don't know 100% whether or not the Bearded Tamper is making these for sale, but I do know that I reached out to him and we set up a trade, and this was the trade that we set up, and he has absolutely went above and beyond and sent way more than I expected. So I can tell you, I am definitely going to enjoy these. You know, I talked a little bit about sometimes you don't want to use something that is this nice, but I almost can't not use them. They're just too nice. And I really love the way this one fits in the hand. This one feels really good. Just these little ridges. So there you have it, man. That's the trade that we set up, and I am beyond happy with that trade. And hopefully he'll like what I sent him as well. I like doing things from a handcrafted perspective, and I took some time to put something together for him that I thought he might like. So let's fingers crossed that he likes what I sent him. He should have it here in the next day or two. So that's all I got, folks. Again, if you haven't checked out Bearded Tamper ! Go check him out. Sub his channel. And then also check out Elwood Maker's 500 sub giveaway. It's a great idea. I love the idea of creating the connections between folks, and what better way than trading things, especially trading things that are this nice and handmade. And you can't go to a store and buy these things, so the only way you can get these is if you reach out and you communicate with YTPC members. So that's all I got, folks. I'm going to do some video editing and post these up, and until next time, I am RoadGlideSully. Keep the rubber side down.